Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to day 6 of current ARD series. In this series, we have been discussing current affairs based questions related to agriculture and rural development, which are important for the upcoming NABARD exam. If you feel like you need guidance for the NABARD exam, consider NABARD mentorship provided by Clarity for Sure platform. This course, you will get notes, live lectures, topic wise quizzes, test series, descriptive answer writing guidance, interview guidance, and many more. For further details, please go through the website, and if you have any doubt, please drop a mail at c4scourses@gmail.com. So let's start with today's video. The first question is, what is the initial corpus of the AgriSure Fund announced by NABARD for startups and rural enterprises? So what is this AgriSure Fund? So NABARD has announced an Agri Fund for startups and rural enterprises, that is AgriSure, with an initial corpus of 750 crore. So, and this fund will be managed by the NAB Ventures, that is a subsidiary of NABARD. NABARD and Ministry of Agriculture will contribute 250 crore rupees each, and the rest 250 crore will be from some other institution. And this is a blended fund, so private sector is also involved in this. This fund is going to support 85 agri startups with an investment size of up to 25 crore each. The focus of this AgriSure Fund will be to promote innovative technology driven initiatives in agriculture, enhance the farm produce value chain, creating new rural ecosystem linkages and infrastructure, generating employment, and supporting FPOs. And NABARD has also announced AgriSure Greenathon 2024. It is a hackathon which is aimed at addressing three key problems: smart agriculture on a budget, turning agri waste into profitable business opportunities, and tech solutions making regenerative agriculture remunerative. So the answer to this question is 750 crore. Next question. Which of the following statements with respect to ODOP, One District One Product approach under the PMFME scheme is incorrect? The ODOP approach aims to focus on developing value chains and supporting infrastructure for a specific product in each district. The ODOP product must only be a non perishable product, as perishables are not considered under the scheme. Other traditional and innovative products include waste to wealth products could be supported under this scheme. So the right answer to this question, as they are asking incorrect statement, would be 2 only, because the ODOP product must be a perishable product but not a non-perishable product. How much seed capital is provided per member of SHG involved in food processing activity for working capital and purchase of small tools? So, under the PMFME scheme, the seed capital per member of SHG is rupees 40,000. And what is the minimum beneficiary contribution required for individual micro enterprises under the PMFME scheme? So, it is 10%. So, the minimum contribution by the beneficiary should be 10%. So, ODOP stands for One District, One Product. So, if we create a cluster of a single specific product, it will be easier for procuring the inputs for producing that, and it will be easier to give other services and build the value chain around it. So, that is the whole purpose of ODOP. ODOP is being implemented under the scheme Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Enterprises. Under PMFME, the support to individual micro enterprises will be 35%. Credit linked capital subsidy will be given at 35% of the eligible project cost, and it will be up to rupees 10 lakh per unit. In this, the minimum beneficiary contribution should be 10%. And the seed capital that is provided per SHG member is rupees 40,000 for working capital and for purchase of small tools. And up to 50% for branding and marketing support will also be given to FPOs or SHGs or the cooperatives. Next question. What is the origin of the Dasheri mango variety? So, Dasheri mango variety is from Uttar Pradesh. So, the Indian government has granted the town GI designation designating Malihabad as the birthplace of Dasheri mango. So this was given way back in 2008 2009, and this the sherry mango is known for its sweet flavor and juicy smooth flesh. And these Dasheri mangoes are renowned for helping to create new mango varieties. For example, Mallika and Amrapali. These two varieties are a cross between Neelam and Dasheri. The scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. It belongs to the family Anacardiaceae and the origin is Indo-Burma region. Next question. Where is the Central Institute for Subtropical Horticulture located? Once again, it is located in UP, Lucknow, UP. Central Institute of Subtropical Horticulture was once a research station. It was a central mango research station that was working under Indian Institute of Horticulture Research, Bangalore. And then it was upgraded to become an institution, that is Central Institute for Subtropical Horticulture. So what is the scientific name of kiwi fruit? The scientific name of kiwi is Actinidia deliciosa. So kiwi is also known as Chinese gooseberry and its scientific name is Actinidia deliciosa. It is native to China and it's rich in vitamin C, K, E, dietary fiber and antioxidants. Next question. What is the scientific name of avocado? So the scientific name of avocado is Persea americana. So ananas cosmosis is the scientific name of which fruit? If you have gone through the previous video, you can answer this. And Psidium gojava is for guava, Vaccinium corymbosum is for blueberry, and Prunus avium is for cherry. So the scientific name of avocado is Persea americana and it belongs to the family Lauraceae. Its origin is south central Mexico. Avocado is highly nutritious. It contains healthy fats, vitamins E, K, and B6, and it's rich in fiber. So it's widely used for making dishes like guacamole, salads, and spreads. So in this slide, I have mentioned the scientific names of important fruits. Please go through them. You can easily associate the scientific name with the fruit. So for pomegranate, it is Punica granatum, PG. For lemon, it is Citrus limon. For guava, it is Psidium gojava. For papaya, it is Carica papaya. It's given in the name itself. So, and these two we have seen now for kiwi and avocado. For pineapple, it is Ananas cosmosis. For grapes, Vitis vinifera. Orange, Citrus sinensis. Mango, Mangifera indica. Banana, Musa acuminata or Musa paradisiaca. And apple, it is Malus domestica. Next question. Recently, which district of Uttar Pradesh has been given a target of opening 20 agri junction centers for trained youth agrarians in the current financial year? So, the district Varanasi was given this target of opening 20 agri junction centers. Now, what are these agri junction centers? These are nothing but one stop shops wherein farmers will get seeds, fertilizers, agriculture equipment, and other agricultural facilities like they will get market information or weather information, weather forecast, and their agriculture equipment can also be repaired here. So these one-stop shops are known as Agri Junction Centers. This scheme was launched by the UP government in 2016-17 and between 2016-17 and 2023-24 they have opened 104 centers and of them 71 are currently active. So the agriculture graduates and agribusiness management graduates, they can apply to open these shops and the beneficiaries who are selected will undergo a 13-day training in the Rural Business Development Scheme. And they must commit to running these one-stop shops for 3 years. Otherwise, they will be blacklisted and the recovery of the expenditure will be done by the Agriculture Department of that state. So this is about Agri Junction Centers. Next question. What percentage of financial assistance is provided to cooperative societies, FPOs, and panchayats to establish custom hiring centers under the central sector scheme for crop residue management? So we all know crop residue management scheme. This was announced in 2018-19 mainly to tackle the air pollution that is caused by stubble burning in mainly four states, that is Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and Delhi. So under this scheme, the financial assistance of 50% is provided to the farmers for the purchase of crop residue management machinery. Financial assistance will also be given to state universities and ICAR for giving information, education, and communicating with the farmers about this scheme. So, for FPOs, panchayats, and cooperative societies, the subsidy will be at 80%. Next question. Where is the Indian Institute of Wheat and Barley Research located? So, it's located in Karnal, Haryana. So, that is it for today, guys. I hope this session was helpful. Thank you so much for watching this video.